Hey guys, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So now I bet you're wondering, why are you seeing MiG-21 footage? We usually do a debrief. Well, I don't have the debrief, nor do I have the time to basically do it. Don't know how you hit the guy right there. But I don't have the debrief, and I don't have enough time to recreate it, because I have to get this video out. Now I bet you're wondering, why don't you have the debrief, all this stuff, why are we seeing the 21 footage, and I'll explain that. So, first of all, I don't have the debrief because IL-2 1946 decided to break itself on my SSD. Well, the SSD decided to bust itself and basically borked my install. I wasn't able to play IL-2, and I lost all of the missions. I lost my save progress on my IL-2 series, on my Battle of Britain series. I got back to it. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I had to do all this gymnastics, and I had to basically essentially go back and reinstall everything and then reset everything back up. Right now you're seeing MiG-21 footage, and the reason why you have MiG-21 footage is because I'm actually not able to do the 1v1 video for the MiG-21 F4 Phantom. Now, digressing real quick, look how awesome these cockpits are. I mean, they're absolutely amazing, and it sucks I can't really do a 1v1 video because I can't get the F4 Phantom to engage. I said I'll get right in front of it, go low and slow, and it refuses to attack me. It just refuses to shoot at me. I don't know what to do. If y'all can help me with that, that'd be fantastic. But so I'm not able to do the MiG-21 1v1 video, and I can't show you the debrief. Essentially, we'll be fighting in Tobruk. Of course, you can tell from the thumbnail it's going to be desert oriented. I'll be fighting against the Spitfire in a 109. So there's that. I think it's 3,000 feet we'll start at, with clouds at 1,500 feet near the ocean. So if you can kind of picture that. So I kind of gave you all the main details essentially. So we can get ready for round one. Round one was interesting, and these battles do get long. So we'll just have to see how round one goes. So peace. Alright, round one. Let's see how this goes. So, of course, y'all know me. Y'all have seen my IL-2 Battle of Britain videos. I know how to fly the 109, or at least the gist of how to fly a 109. They're all roughly the same, though depending on the model, it can vary in attributes. Some are better at certain things. This one, of course, is a lot better at climbing, though. All 109s are pretty decent at climbing. Of course, this one's a lot more superior because it's a G model and not an E model. There's a bit of a difference. And then this one as well has nose cannon, whereas the E3 I fly has the two 15mm, two 15mm wing cannons. So the characteristics are a bit different. So we get lined up right here for a head-on situation. I fire my rounds out basically because out of nervousness. I don't think I hit him at all in that sweep. So me and him merge. He doesn't fire a single round. So I'm pretty nervous throughout basically all this because this is a one-shot. Round one, round two, round three, round four. If he wins 3 rounds in a row, because this is 5 rounds, odd number, because you have to have a winner, many times I just start throwing rounds out because out of nervousness, because this is a good pilot. He's on the hardest difficulty setting. Literally the only amenity I give myself essentially is I can see his tag, but if it's against clouds it doesn't work. So I fire rounds right there, and then I get right up here, no sight, I throw some rounds out, don't connect. I think I just fired a little too early. This one I fire a little too late. I just don't connect with him at all, but it's fine. I'm not super worried so far, though I wish I could have hit those shots, because those would have easily just put it out of commission. I just need to touch it. That's the biggest thing about Spitfire. I just need to touch it. Once I touch it, it's basically screwed. But he has the 20mm wing cannons because this is Mark 9 variant. If he touches me, I'm screwed. So basically in this whole situation, you don't want to get shot. Of course, in any engagement, you don't want to get shot. So I get lined up right here, and of course he does his cheeky, just starts spinning around. It's actually really hard to hit him in this situation. So I just start throwing rounds out maybe hopefully like where he might be. I'm throwing rounds where he might be, not where he currently is. You have to lead your target. And he does this huge spin right here. I have to go with him. So we do this swipe right here. I fire too late. I think if I just held down the trigger and just let him just run into it, I 100% would have destroyed him. But I didn't. That's 100% on me. He wins this turn fight right here because his wide wings, just because of how he's built, he wins this turn fight. So I do this roll right here, and I basically a stall spin right there because of just how low my speed is relative to what is going on. He lines up right on my tail, and there's nothing I can do. I mean, I try, and I literally see his tracers start flying, and I'm screwed. So he hits my wing and blows it off. Really sucks. It hurts my soul, but I usually don't do good on round ones, or first rounds. So round one goes to the Spitfire. So let's get to round two. Alright, I know. But as you, like, if you've watched a Tomcat video, I do not do good in the first round. Shoot, look at my IL-2, like, Battle of Britain video, the first episode. I get like one Spitfire kill, which I didn't really deserve, and then I had to run like hell to not die because I was being chased by 3 Spitfires. So usually the first go around is not really good. So it is what it is. I take it on the chin, and I just try to mentally prepare for what he's going to do next. Because even though it's like a separate engagement, I swear to God, these bots learn. Like, if they get smoked by pulling a vertical, they don't pull a vertical in the next round. It's super weird. But we get lined up for a head-on situation right here. I throw actually pretty decent rounds, and I hit him. He doesn't fire. I was thinking he was going to use his cannons and absolutely decimate me, but I throw some rounds out, and I hit him, I think in his wing and his nose, like the tip of his nose. So I pull back around right here, and I basically just get on a 6. Like, he doesn't really try anything, and I don't have the world's most powerful engine, but I still, catch up relatively. And I start throwing rounds out, hopefully, to lead him a little bit. I'm maybe going a little too hard on the rudder, so it's causing a lot of little kickback, like right there. But I start using my, 7.92s, my 7mm. I start using my small caliber rounds, basically, like, where to lead my gun. So he dips his nose down, starts diving away. He's gaining speed, of course. And I'm not catching up as much. He initiated the dive. So I basically just, like, follow him and then occasionally throw rounds out. Because I have a lot of small caliber rounds, not a whole lot of nose cannon rounds. And that's what I want to use when I'm close. And I want to use that when I'm close because I can guarantee shots and I can make sure those 20 mils actually hit. So I basically just track him this entire time. So I get right behind him right here, and I'm really actually questioning whether he's just, and then bam, he pulls really hard right there. I pull up because there's that, like, I'm not gonna turn with. If I try to make a turn like that, I will G-lock and I'll break something off, or I'll just, like, I'll stall spin and I'll be so low to the ground I won't be able to recover. So I don't do that, and I just pull up and I turn back around. Well, now he's done his flip and he does this stall maneuver. I really should have fired. I didn't. I was so concerned about conserving ammo, but when these, engagements are only a few minutes, might as well shoot your rounds out. Though I do need a lot more shooting practice. I fire a little bit right there. I might have gotten his tail. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. So I pull vertical and then I absolutely lose him. Like, I have no idea where this guy went. I don't know. It was low-key scared the hell out of me. So I start pulling up, I start pulling vertical, and I just start scanning. I know he's roughly over there behind me. And I think at some point I catch a glimpse of his tag or like a slight piece of red, I think, or something. But I pull around right here, and then He shoots right out the clouds. I don't even think I saw him. And honestly, I think that was just like a freak, like, what the hell thing. And I don't even think he knew where I was. Maybe he did, but it was such a mutual, like, confusion moment. So he pulls around right here. I fire some rounds. I don't think I hit him. He does this weird spin maneuver. So he goes right under me, and I just take my sweet time. I'm not trying to, my engine's overheated. I'm not trying to overwork myself too much. I do a vertical right here, and I flip back around because it's actually a really easy maneuver doing the 109. We get in a head-on situation. Me and him just start firing. I hit him in the nose. I think I hit him pretty good in the engine. I don't know. We both got peppered pretty bad. I don't think anything like mine was too bad. Flips back around right there. I roll. Touches me a couple more times, but I'm fine. I don't got any wing cannons, so I don't have to worry about that getting jammed. Then he starts shooting up my rear end, and I have no idea what to do. I'm freaking out. I'm thinking I really am gonna throw round 2 and give it to him. I throw my, I don't care if my engine's overheated. I'm throwing my throttle in the corner, and I'm just staying low, and I'm swerving a little bit, not a whole lot, but he doesn't have a whole lot of ammo. If he shoots at me and he misses, then good on me. He has less ammo. So I just start throwing out. As I peek behind me, of course, my back shielding to protect me from getting shot and killed in the back. But I can't see around it, so basically I have to turn to get a visible look. And I see him, I see his distance, and I'm like, okay, this is a gamble, but let's go for it. So I pull back around right here, and we get into another head-on situation. I throw my rounds out, and I hit him. I think I hit him like right under, or I think I hit him in his scoop. That intake right under his engine, right under his nose cone. I'm pretty sure I hit that because he just starts spewing smoke. Just starts spewing smoke. I'm taking advantage of the situation, of course, because I know he's absolutely screwed. He's not going to win any more engagements after this. I can basically just shoot my rounds out because he's not going to win now. So I get lined up right behind him, and he does the most stupid thing. I don't know why he does it, but he pulls vertical, like a hard vertical. Like, I'm going to outclimb this guy. I don't know why he did it, but I just start lighting him up. And you can, so I shoot off his wing because I hit him with throwing bells, of course. So, and then you see the pilot bail out. And then, yeah, you see him. He's just falling because he actually was able to bail out. And he, engages his parachute right there. And I basically just follow this plane because he made me work for it. And then, boom, that crash, that explosion, that shockwave. It's so good. So, 1-1. And then, shoot, let's get on to round 3. Alright, so I won my first rounds. Now it's 1-1. So, we'll have to see how this round goes. I swear to God, these bots learn and they pick things out. So, we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. I was a little bit more relieved that it didn't just absolutely get smoked. Though I got really lucky in that last round. That was more luck than skill. Like, honestly, that was way much more luck than skill. So, we get lined up right here. At least I am prepared for a head-on situation. And he's very much unpredictable in his turns and as he rolls and does his other things. But honestly, like this time he goes for a non-aggressive merge and then turns in, so I can't hit him. Good on him. And he dives down immediately. Of course, me knowing the 109, I'm going to pick up and then roll over. Not going to pull under. You got to understand your aircraft and know what's best for it. So I basically just get up roughly right behind him At least now I'm tracking. I'm relatively off to his left side, and I'm just tracking. Hopefully, getting close enough that I can comfortably shoot accurately, and I can lead him the best. So I get about right here, and then he dives under. So I'm waiting for him to pop out right here on the other side, and he doesn't, and I have to turn, so he flattened out. And me understand the 109, I roll over and basically prepared to boom and zoom him to mess with my abilities. So I get up right behind him right here, and of course he does his, he starts rolling because of how close I am, and I can't shoot when someone's moving aggressively like that. So I try my best to basically not overshoot, because that's what he wants me to do, is to overshoot. I fire my rounds, I do not connect. I expect him to be a little bit more aggressive on that turn, and he basically spins out. Of course, I still have energy, so I pick back up and I go away, whereas when he did that spin, he basically lost a lot of energy. Surprised, for how close he was, that he recovered that well. So I go back down, and he fires at me, hits me a little bit, and we merge right there. And I'm super glad I survived that. But in these little turns like that, he's going to win them every single time, or at least dang near every single time. So now I have to make him overshoot, or be essentially make it costly for him to pull up or do energy turns like that. So I get right behind him, which was a great thing on my part, relatively, as I engage my combat flaps right here. And problem is that even if flaps are engaged, he is going to win those turns. So I'm rolling around, I'm looking all over, and he just gets right on my 6, and he hits my oil, but I still have control of the aircraft. I haven't crashed, and I'm too low to bail. So I'm thinking if I can get him right here, I fire under, I don't hit him. So now he's overshot, but the problem is I have no energy to really use my guns. I really can't confirm if I hit right there, but I try my best to shoot him as best as possible with the aircraft I'm in. Of course, my thing's overheated, hit my oil, I don't know really what to do at this point, and I'm just trying to stay alive as much as possible, make him pay for whatever tiny amount I can get him with. But I mean, essentially this is a no-win situation for me. I can literally count the RPMs of my aircraft. It's not a good situation for me, as I basically just try to turn and stay alive. At this point, it's just basically a survival game. And I try right here, and I fire too late as I spin out, and I crash into the water. So that's a loss. Alright, I lost that round. I think that more had to do with the technicality of my movement more than my accuracy. Now, shooting, it wasn't bad. My shooting wasn't great, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was god-awful. Nor did I shoot a whole lot, honestly. I had mostly shot near the end once my oil had been hit, and it just caked my screen, my front of the canopy glass, and I just couldn't shoot nothing. Now, I think my fighting, as in my maneuvering, could have been a lot better. It just wasn't as good last round. Thank God I had won round 2, or else, if I didn't win round 2, that would have been game. It would have been a pretty short video, even though these combat engagements are actually kind of long. A lot longer than the jet combat. So, we get into this merge. It's not even really a merge. I just slot in right behind him. I don't know what he's doing right here, his thought process. Of course, he's a robot. But, one, I don't overshoot right here, which is fantastic. And I basically just roll with him. I'm basically just tracing where he is. And yeah, and then he pulls up in a vertical, which is the one thing you really don't want to do it against the 109. Maybe if you're a P-51, I heard that was a tactic. But I just go free willy. There's his rudder. There's one of his elevators. And I keep shooting at him. Of course, I'm slow too, but of course, I have a way lower stall speed than a Spitfire. And I just shoot at him. I hit his fuel right there. You can see that green tinge and that only slight smoke to it is aerosol, essentially. And so he's licking fuel. He basically has no tail control. All he's got is his ailerons, which don't do a whole lot when it comes to at least pitch. Of course, you can hear the sound. You can hear the sound of my Spitfire. And then I saw his wing off, as with his tail assembly. So, boom. Crashes into the ground. One of the shortest rounds, probably one of the most satisfying kills I've ever had in general in this game. I mean, it felt so good. But he messed up the most because he didn't try to bait me at all. But there we go. Round 5 decides. Alright, round 5. This decides. I can tell you this. I was very nervous starting this round. I mean, I was genuinely concerned that I would be 1-1 when it came to dogfighting, because, you know, my Tomcat video, so I'm 1-0. So I'll kind of keep that going trend. And I was super nervous. I mean, I got clowned my, round 1 and then 3. I dominated round 4. That was all me. And I barely got by with round 2, in all honesty. That one was very much luck-based. And now this one decides whether I can, decides on whether I get clowned on by a bot. So, he goes hard vertical right here. And then goes into a rolling maneuver into, almost like a head-on. I fire, and I think I might have touched his wing, but nothing super damaging to his airframe. So, of course, I go with the vertical and roll with a slight turn. I'm not going to hard pull. Of course, I'm not going, fastest in the world. And then I do soon pick up speed, and he's very much got his distance as he flips around. I fire my rounds off. I think I might have hit him there, but I can't say for sure. And then we just do this, I just turn back around almost like it was the first time around. And then he flips back around, and it's exactly like we did the first time. And I basically have the angle. Fire rounds right there, and I don't overshoot. I pull back up and let him waste his energy as I try to retain mine, but at least gain altitude. Of course, my engine overheats, and I basically just circle around him like a bird, and then I roll into a dive. Then he spins around. It's upside down, but he spins around. I pull vertical, and then I begin my turn again into that similar roll again, which the 109 is super good at. And then we basically get on this head-on situation, and we all fire rounds. I mean, we both fire rounds. I don't think we hit each other at all. And I don't think we touched each other. I think it was just sort of like a blind fire thing, or at least for me it was. So we just shot rounds at each other because we were near each other, and that's the thing we had to do. So I pull back around right here, expecting something. I'm expecting something. He pulls into a hard vertical. Don't know why. And then he stalls back down. I think maybe so. I'm really not sure why he did that. And of course, I fire my SMG, my small machine guns, because why not? I have a lot of rounds. And then I slot in right behind him, throwing a couple rounds out. I try to roll back on my throttle, And I don't try to dive, like, I try diving down, but I don't try to get into sustained turn fights. I don't try to do sustained turn fights. I simply just try to lock on and not overshoot and not overplay my hand. And then he just flies straight right here. Not his, like, you know, what you've seen previously. He just literally flies straight with a slight wing, you know, back and forth. Nothing super intense, which he hasn't done yet, really. Maybe a little bit near the end of the last round. Fire a little bit, and I believe I get him in the radiator. And I do some bursts, mostly MGs. Ah, what a good burst right there. It only shown a couple impacts, but I really did damage him. And then he starts spewing smoke. I hit something very important. And I basically just unload on him, and I remove his tail assembly. There's no way he can just flip back around, throw his cannons, and blow me up. So I take a huge sigh of relief. Like, the amount of exhale I had was very massive. Of course, you know, I don't think he bailed out either. I was looking around for a parachute. I didn't see even a pilot. Oh, there it is. I think I've seen a... Well, that might have just been shrapnel. Yeah, I guess it was just shrapnel. Because I don't remember seeing a pilot bail out. Because I would have shot him. No, I would have flown by and got a good shot. And then he just spirals and crashes. So, I'm 2-0 now. And I barely won this. I really shouldn't. I didn't deserve to win this one. I don't know how I won it, but I did. So, we get to see who the winner is. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. I've been trying to navigate, you know, with my SSD decided to die, and me having to reinstall everything, me trying to get footage and mix footage that I had previously, and sorry I'm not able to work on the MiG-21 video yet. I'll probably try to do another 1v1 video next Tuesday. This video will probably be out Wednesday. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm recording this on Tuesday right now, because usually I do all this stuff Sunday and Monday, have it out ready for Tuesday, but it just didn't line up because my SSD decided to kill itself. So, it sucks, it is what it is. I have it all fixed now. I like being very consistent about how I post and when I post. So, and it sucks because it's the only game that I post. So, I was like, you know, and I wanted to make sure I had that stuff done. You know, I didn't just want to post a War Thunder video, which I easily could have done, but I wanted to focus on getting it fixed, especially for Friday when y'all see episode 7 for Battle of Britain. So I'll try to figure that stuff out. Maybe I'll even start for Wednesdays or Thursdays even another IL-2 campaign series. So that would be fun. I think y'all would enjoy that. I'll think about the faction and what campaign to do. So I'll kind of dictate all that stuff out later. I've held y'all for long enough. This is a long battle. Of course, I'm not the world's greatest 109 pilot, but I'm decent against a pretty good Spitfire aircraft, so it's not like jets. Jet combat's very quick. These ones are a lot slower. I mean, it's literally about half the speed, so it's about twice as long, honestly. So I just hope y'all enjoyed today's video. You know, just watching me get smurfed and me destroying some Spitfires. So enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.